Hey guys, it's Not Lambers and Invoked 101. Welcome back, and as you can see here, today we're taking a look at Crystal Beasts. This is a deck that's been a long time coming. I've had this stuff set aside and just really needed to get this out. So, I know it's quite a bit late since the structure deck and all the new stuff, but yep, here it is, finally. Before we get into it, like I said in the last video, there should be my merch shelf down below the video. And if you feel like supporting the channel, that's the main way to do it, as well as hitting that subscribe and checking the Discord in the description below. With that all said, I'm going to set the extra deck and spells and traps aside, and we're going to get right into the main deck monsters. I'm wasting no time here. So starting us off, we have two Rainbow Dragon. You can also play Rainbow Dark Dragon. The only reason we're playing two is because you need the second one to resolve the effects of a lot of cards in the deck. Mainly Awakening and the next card, which is Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon. Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon is the best one in the deck. This card is awesome. It says, if this face-up card is destroyed in the Monster Zone, you can put it in your back row as a continuous spell. You can only use each of the following effects of Crystal Rainbow Dragon once per turn. When an attack is declared involving a Crystal Beast monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can banish this card, treat it as a continuous spell, special summon one level 4 or lower Crystal Beast from your deck, but negate its effects, and if you do, add one Ultimate Crystal monster from deck to hand. So really cool card, really, really important card for your Crystal Beast. It's also a 3K beater, which is incredible. Next up, the only Crystal Beast that we run at 3 is 3 Sapphire Pegasus. Sapphire Pegasus is like the best one. On summon, you place one Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up into your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell card. And then if it dies, you can put it in your back row as well as a continuous spell card. So really, really cool. 1800 beater, really strong monster. Then we play one of everyone else, one Ruby Carbuncle, who on special summon, you can special summon as many Crystal Beasts from your back row as possible, and if it would die, put it in your back row. One Topaz Tiger, who on attack against an opponent's monster, it gains 400 attack during damage step only, and then if it dies, put it in the back row. Amber Mammoth, who, when another face-up Crystal Beast monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can make this card the attack target instead, and if it would die, put it in the back row. Cobalt Eagle bounces a card to the top of the deck. One other Crystal Beast card you control, put it to the top of the deck, and then if it would die, put it in the back row. Turtle can target a monster I control that has attacked this turn and change it to defense position, and if it would die, put it in the back row. Amethyst Cat can attack directly, but for half damage, and if it would die, put it in the back row. So yep, that's it for the quote-unquote real monsters of the deck. One of each Crystal Beast at least, and then 3 Sapphire, 2 Rainbow Dragon, and 2 Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon. But yep. The main reason we're not running more than these is because you don't need more than the other ones. The Crystal Beast monsters, aside from Pegasus and Carbuncle and Rainbow Dragon, actually aren't that great. That's just facts. That's just how it is. For hand traps, because we do have a hand trap lineup, 3 Ash and 3 Valor. The stock standard lineup of 6 hand traps. You can play Imperms, you can play whatever works for you. And there's even some cards later on that if you don't feel like playing those cards, you can swap them out for Pots of Prosperity and other hand traps. And we'll talk about that when we get there. Moving into the spells and traps, we play 3 Rainbow Bridge. This card is a non-once per turn, add a Crystal Spell or Trap from deck to hand. This card is absolutely insane. Just non-once per turn searching, so if you open multiples, it is never dead. Really, really good. And it can search basically any spell, like it searches the entire loadout. We were playing 3 of the new card, Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates. So this is a quick play spell that has the effect, as you can see, it has a paragraph of an effect. It says, reveal an Ultimate Crystal monster in your hand, then activate one of these effects. If you control an Ultimate Crystal monster, you can activate 1 or 2 of these effects in sequence instead. And you do not have to reveal a monster. It says, take a Rainbow Bridge card or 1 Rainbow Refraction from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard, or special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster card from your hand, deck, or graveyard, or spell and trap zone. And then it says you can only activate 1 per turn. So there's actually more than 1 Rainbow Bridge card. There's Rainbow Bridge, and then I believe there's that trap card that you banish it to like activate a field spell out of your deck, which people were using for Necro Valley. So yeah, so you can do that. But yeah, Awakening is really, really good. Then we have, oh, and then there's the other one, Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. Rainbow Bridge of the Heart is their new continuous spell. It says, during your main phase, you can normal summon a Crystal Beast monster in addition to your normal summon / set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. You can only use each of the following effects of Rainbow Bridge of the Heart once per turn. During your main phase, you can destroy one Crystal Beast card you control or in your hand, and if you do, add a Crystal Spell or Trap from deck to hand. If a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap zone, even during the damage step, you can place one card. You can target one card your opponent controls, return both that and this card to the hand. So really, really useful, really, really strong, especially for just like bouncing it, and then you can just place it back on the field. It is pretty nice. Then we were playing 3 of the most broken card in the entire deck, Crystal Bond. This card is absolutely insane. Crystal Bond says, add a Crystal Beast monster from deck to hand and place a Crystal Beast monster with a different name from your deck face up in the spell and trap zone. You can only activate 1 per turn. That is so strong in this strategy, you don't even know. It's so ridiculous. Then we're playing 1 Beacon. If you can special summon a Crystal Beast monster from your deck, you have to have 2 Crystal Beasts in your back row to activate and resolve. 1 Crystal Promise, which is target a Crystal Beast in your spell and trap zone, special summon it. 1 Monster Reborn, and 1 Called by the Grave. So Promise is a card that you could cut, and same with the Monster Reborn if you wanted to swap these things out. Even Beacon is probably like arguably able to be cut. So, but yeah, all very, very strong spells and traps. That's like the perk of playing like these old GX decks, is their spells and traps are insane, but their monsters are always a little bit lackluster. For the trap cards, we are playing 3. Of course, Crystal Conclave. Some of you guys already saw this coming, which if you don't want to play Conclave Control, you want to play some other stuff, you could bump this down to 1 or maybe even 2. But Crystal Conclave is a continuous trap that says, once per turn, if a face-up Crystal Beast monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, including you just smashing them into things, you can special summon a Crystal Beast monster from deck. You can send this card face up from the field to the graveyard, target a Crystal Beast you control, and 1 card on the field, return them to the hand. Really, really, really strong card. You cannot activate these effects in the same chain, though. So, really, really strong card. And then we play 2 Crystal Miracle, another card you could probably play 1 of and get away with it. It's a counter trap for Crystal Beast. It says, when a spell, a trap card, or a monster effect is activated, destroy a Crystal Beast card you control, and if you do, negate that activation. If you do that, destroy that card. If a Crystal Beast card is placed in your spell and trap zone, while this card is in your graveyard, even during damage step, you can banish this card, place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or grave face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Very fitting, as the monster in the artwork is Sapphire Pegasus. You can only use this effect once per turn. But yeah, so really, really strong spells and traps. And that's it for the main. Should be an even 40. Next up is the extra deck. And we are playing 1 Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Override. This card needs a Ultimate Crystal monster and 7 Crystal Beast monsters. It says, it must be special summoned from your extra deck during a duel. You special summoned an Ultimate Crystal monster by banishing the above monsters from your field and or graveyard. While 7 or more of your Crystal Beast monsters with different names are banished, this card gains 7,000 attack. If this card is not battled this turn, quick effect, you can tribute this card, shuffle as many cards on the field as possible into the deck, and if you do, special summon any number of banished Crystal Beast monsters. So the last video I did was the Cyberdark one. This feels like how the Cyberdark boss monster should have worked as well, but honestly, this card is pretty strong. Then we are playing 2 Rainbow Overdragon. Needs 7 Crystal Beast monsters. It says this card is always treated as an Ultimate Crystal. Must either be fusion summoned or special summoned by tributing 1 level 10 Ultimate Crystal monster, in which case you do not use polymerization. Once per turn, you can banish 1 Crystal Beast monster from your graveyard. This card gains attack equal to the banished monster's attack until the end of this turn. Quick effect, you can tribute this fusion summon card, shuffle all cards on the field into the deck. So if you are summoning this in like the main way that we're summoning it, which is just basically to put it on the field and make it a 4K beater, you are not, like, you're not using the shuffle effect. You're going to have to use this guy for the shuffle effect, which is a great way that they were able to make this card more useful instead of having to use the 1 trap. So now you can use this, bring this out, and then bring that out, and yeah, very nice. So you can get the shuffle effect at least, and you get your Crystal Beasts back. The rest of the extra deck is all just like gas. Like I said, you can play Prosperities, you can play other cards in the main if you want. So we're playing Proxy Dragon, Decode Talker, a pair of Unicorns, Nightmare Phoenix, 3 Unicorns. I guess I was planning on playing Extravagance, and 2 Phoenixes, Castel, Corrigan, the Evil Swarm Exited Knight, shout out to my boy White Rice, and Drill Driver Vespinato to slap on top of any of these. You can also play Utopia the package, Utopia the Lightning. You can play really whatever you want. There's 3 Unicorns and 2 Phoenixes in here. You can make this extra deck whatever you want. I've seen builds where they make Appaloosa. I've seen builds where they play a bunch of crazy stuff. It's really up to you. The extra deck is basically limitless with this deck, as the only slots you really need are these 3 for the fusion monsters. With that all said, that is it for the Crystal Beast deck. Crystal Beasts are a strategy that, like, ever since I was a kid, I was always enamored by their artwork. I always thought they looked really cool, and they still do, even to this day. I love how, like, high rarity this deck can get, because it's one of those decks, like I said, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, this deck's all shiny, it must be expensive. So even though it's not like the best deck, now it is still pretty decent, and I do enjoy picking it up every now and then. Let me know what you guys thought about this deck in the comments below. Don't forget to check out those links like I mentioned at the beginning, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.